There's a moment, a quiet, confusing moment, when a man looks at himself and realizes something's changed. The mirror still shows the same eyes, the same fire, the same man who once felt unstoppable. But beneath the surface, something feels different. The body doesn't respond like it used to. The signals that once danced perfectly between mind, heart, and body now hesitate. You can get hard, but you can't finish. You can feel desire, but not release. And in that moment, many men feel something even deeper than physical frustration. They feel shame, they feel fear, they feel silence, because no one told them this might happen. No one told them that this, too, was part of the story of being human. Let's be honest. For many men, sexuality isn't just about the act itself. It's about identity. It's about feeling alive, connected, powerful, even worthy. So, when ejaculation becomes difficult, when orgasm feels distant, it's not just a biological issue. It cuts deep into the emotional fabric of who you believe you are. You might start asking questions you never thought you'd ask. Am I broken? Is this what getting old feels like? Am I losing my masculinity? And here's the painful truth. Many men suffer in silence. They laugh it off. They avoid intimacy. Some even avoid their partners, not because they don't love them, but because they're ashamed of what their bodies can no longer do easily. It's not about pride, it's about grief. The kind that whispers, "You're not the man you used to be." But let me tell you something powerful. You are still that man. You've just entered a new chapter of your story. First, let's clear one thing. This is not your fault. You're not weak. You're not less of a man. You're not broken. You are a human being experiencing the changes that come with time, biology, and medication. Many men in their 50s, 60s, and beyond experience this. Some can still get an erection, but ejaculation, that release, that final moment of intensity, becomes delayed, diminished, or sometimes doesn't happen at all. And it's confusing, because you can feel desire, you can want it, but your body doesn't seem to follow through. It's like a song that builds and builds but never reaches its final note. But here's what's crucial. Your emotions around this are valid. The sadness, the frustration, the embarrassment, all of it. You're not being dramatic, you're being honest. And honesty, my friend, is where healing begins. Now let's lift the curtain and look at what's actually going on inside your body. Because understanding your biology isn't just about science, it's about reclaiming control. As you age, several things shift. Hormones like testosterone begin to decline. Nerves that control arousal and ejaculation may respond more slowly. Blood flow to the pelvic region can change. And then there are medications, often life-saving, but sometimes life-altering in ways no one warns you about. Let's talk about two in particular. Cymbalta, Duloxetine, is an antidepressant. It works by increasing levels of serotonin and norepinephrine in your brain, chemicals that help regulate mood. But here's the catch. These same chemicals also control sexual reflexes. By increasing serotonin, Cymbalta can delay or block ejaculation. It doesn't damage your ability to get an erection. That's controlled by blood flow. But it interferes with the nerve pathways that trigger climax. So even if your body is ready, the signal that says it's time might never fully reach its destination. Tamsulosin, Flomax, is a medication for the prostate, often prescribed to help with urinary symptoms of an enlarged prostate, BPH. But here's the twist. Tamsulosin relaxes muscles around the bladder and prostate. That's good for urination, but not so good for ejaculation. It can cause something called retrograde ejaculation, where semen flows backward into the bladder instead of out of the body. You don't feel the same release, and sometimes there's no visible ejaculation at all. You might even think, did it just not happen? Your body still goes through the motions. The pleasure might still be there, but the visible part, the final moment, is missing. And when no one tells you this, it can be frightening. But now you know, it's not failure, it's physiology. So, what now? How do you live, love, and feel whole again when your body has changed? Here's where medicine meets mindset. Because while you can't always control biology, you can absolutely control how you respond to it. Let's walk through a few powerful steps toward understanding, acceptance, and renewal. It might sound obvious, but silence is the enemy here. Most men never tell their doctors about sexual side effects, out of embarrassment. But these are medical issues, not moral ones. Your urologist has heard it all before. There are solutions, from medication adjustments to timing changes, to exploring alternative treatments that protect both your mental health and sexual function. You don't have to choose between feeling alive and feeling stable. For decades, men are taught to measure masculinity through performance, through completion. But intimacy isn't just release, it's connection, it's presence. It's being fully there with someone, emotionally, mentally, physically, without the pressure of finishing. Many men discover deeper, slower, more emotional forms of intimacy once they let go of that single moment of expectation. The truth is, pleasure can evolve. Connection can deepen. You can rediscover passion that isn't just about outcome, but about experience. Stress, fear, and shame can amplify the problem. Your brain and your body are deeply intertwined. When you start to worry, what if I can't finish again? That anxiety can short-circuit arousal and make things worse. Try grounding yourself in the moment. Deep breathing, mindfulness, even simple awareness. I am safe, I am here, I am enough. Your body often follows the language your mind speaks. Sometimes, what looks like medication side effects can be compounded by low testosterone, diabetes, vascular issues, or stress. Regular exercise, balanced nutrition, and proper sleep all help testosterone levels and circulation, the foundation of sexual vitality. It's not about turning back the clock, it's about optimizing the time you have now. Listen, you've lived decades. You've endured heartbreaks, battles, responsibilities, losses, and yet, here you are, still standing. Do you really think a shift in your body defines your worth? Number. Your worth was never measured by your performance. It was measured by your heart, your integrity, your courage to keep going. This moment of confusion and vulnerability can actually reconnect you to your deeper humanity. Because men are not machines. We are souls and bodies that change, evolve, and age. And that's okay. You are still powerful. You are still desirable. You are still capable of deep, passionate connection. You are not less of a man because of what your body does or doesn't do. You are more of one because you're brave enough to face it. You see, somewhere along the way, society told men that strength meant silence, that to be a man was to endure without emotion. But real strength, the kind that lasts, is born in acceptance. When you learn to face your biology without shame, when you learn to talk about what hurts without hiding, when you learn that masculinity isn't about dominance, but about depth, that's when you're free. Free from the pressure to perform. Free from the illusion of perfection. Free from the prison of should, and that freedom, my friend, that's the new kind of power. Because one day you'll look back and realize what felt like loss was actually transformation. What felt like weakness was an invitation to rediscover your strength. If you take one thing from this, let it be this. Your story isn't over. This is not the end of your manhood, it's the evolution of it. Yes, Cymbalta and Tamsulosin can alter your body's signals. Yes, age changes how things work, but none of that changes who you are or what you can still give, feel, or experience. So stop hiding, start talking, reclaim your right to feel alive, because the truth is, you are not broken. You are becoming wiser, becoming deeper, becoming more human than ever before, and maybe, just maybe, this chapter isn't about losing your fire, it's about learning to burn differently. And maybe this is what life has been trying to teach you all along, that your worth was never tied to what your body could do, but to the way your soul shows up even when things change. You've spent years fighting battles no one saw, carrying responsibilities no one thanked you for, and surviving storms you never thought you'd escape. So now, in this new chapter, it's not about fighting your body. It's about befriending it. It's about learning its new rhythm, its new language, its quiet wisdom, because your body isn't betraying you. It's asking you to slow down, to listen, to care for it in a way you never had to before. This is not decline, it's transformation. It's life, shifting shape. So breathe, accept, adapt. You've conquered far greater things than this, and you'll conquer this too, not by force, but by understanding. You are still strong, still capable, still whole. Age doesn't take away power, it reveals the kind of power that never fades, the strength of presence, patience, and peace. And that is what makes you timeless.